So what do you do when your waters break? Well, it's not like the movies, you don't need to rush to hospital, but there's a couple of things which you can look out for. So when your waters break, it's either going to feel like a trickle or it's going to feel like a big gush of water. And obviously the second one's really obvious, but the first one is very common and you may not notice that your waters have gone. So if you feel like there is some water leaking out and you're not sure if it's urine or if it's your waters, then if you put a pad into your underwear and have a lie down on the sofa and just stay there for about 30 minutes and then stand up. And sometimes then if it's your waters, that water will then leak out and so you know that it's that and not that you've wet yourself. If it's a trickle, it will also continually trickle out. So have a pad in your underwear, and that means as well that you can then check the colour of the waters because we want them to be nice and clear. So your waters can either be clear, pink, or they might be green or brown. If they are clear or they're pink, that is totally normal, and so you can just wait to see what happens with your labour. Normally, contractions will start to come in the next 12 to 24 hours, and so you could just wait to see what happens. If they are green or they are brown, then that means that your baby has done a poo inside of you. So this means that you're going to be heading into your care provider just to get checked out, and a lot of care providers will then offer you an induction of labour to get things going. And this is because we want to make sure that baby is okay when they have done a poo inside of you. Sometimes they may have pooed because of a reflex reaction to a stress response, but sometimes they might just be getting to their due date and their bowels are starting to working and that's why they've done a poo. But we don't know which one is right. So they'll be constantly monitoring your baby to make sure the baby is okay, and then they will offer you an induction to get labour going. Now if your waters are clear or pink, again check with your care provider to check what their policies are. Some care providers will bring you into hospital or wherever you're giving birth and offer you an induction straight away. Others will say, go home and come back in 12 to 24 hours so that we can check that baby's okay, but we're going to wait for labour to start on its own so that we can get that oxytocin going at home and make sure that you're not then going down the induction pathway. Once you're at home, we want you to just make sure that your temperature remains okay, so just keep an eye on your temperature every 4 hours or so to make sure you're not developing a fever. Keep an eye on baby's movements to make sure the baby keeps moving, and just keep an eye on the colour to make sure that it stays clear or pink. Now if you haven't gone into labour around 24 hours after your waters have gone, you may again be offered an induction, and some doctors might even bring you in at 12 hours to start antibiotics. So it's always best to just check with your care provider to see what their policies are when your waters break and ask them what they do, and then you can make an informed decision as to what you want to do and whether you want to wait or whether you want to be induced once your waters are broken.